Babes is 42 and Tony is 62. Unlikely lovers with a 20-year age gap, and that's just for starters.
I think we are an unlikely couple to look at, but I can't see us as an unlikely couple because I think we are the perfect couple.
Babes might not see the differences, but most other people do.
When we're walking out, it's quite funny. Tony has been called my dad a few times, which we laugh at, and I think he's quite proud about. Go! They stare at me anyway. Because the way I dress, first they see my clothes and then they perhaps think, God, Tony, are you really with that girl?
These unlikely lovers still live in the same Cornish town where Babes grew up as the local wild child, and where Tony came to work as a copper over 30 years ago.
I came here as a uniformed policeman in 1972. 28 years old, Babes would have been 9. And who would have thought that now we're married? Over the years, I never took any notice of Babes. I knew who she was, like I knew every youngster in the town as I did at that time.
Tony had just separated from his wife when he came to Wadebridge, and the last thing he expected was to find love in the pub, and at first he didn't.
I would come down here on a Friday or Saturday night and stand at the bar, as I usually did, just to be with people. I used to come here because I was lonely, and I certainly wasn't looking for another relationship. In fact, that was the last thing on my mind at that time. And I say this is pretty much the spot, really, where we first started to talk.
Here's my best coat. Tony's lovely trousers. Black.
Babes dresses the way she wants to dress, and that's what I really like. She just does her own thing. You just can't keep her down. I always say she bounces around like a bloody great fat budgie, you know.
With my lovely new boots.
I wouldn't say she was a rebel, but she was pretty close to when she was younger.
We knew Tony, or Mr. PC First, as we knew him. I can remember plenty of times back then when I done like backies on a push bike, and he'd say, "Hey, you, Keith, get off your bike now!" And I'd say, "Oh, God, that's that bloody First again." As kids, really hated him.
We argued almost from the time we met, almost to dawn.
It was all about, I hated policemen, and I thought he was pompous, arrogant.
I saw things differently. I certainly believed in what I did as a policeman. Yeah, we were very unlikely at the time.
Unlikely, yes. But as they say, love and hate are very similar emotions.
Not a lot attracted me to Tony to start with, but gradually over the weeks, I wanted to go back and see him. He was intelligent, he was so funny, and I can remember thinking, perhaps one Friday night, I'll dress up a bit better. So I dressed up and I met him, and that's when he asked me if I wanted to go out for something to eat. It must have been quite funny actually for people to see us, because Tony in his staid clothes when we first met, and I would be bare feet, no knickers, no bra, a little t-shirt. It must have looked funny.
You could feel the stares as you walked down the street. You knew people were looking at you because of the way Babes dressed, the way I was, and certainly the town back then knew us. Oh yeah, we were looked at, we were talked about. I wouldn't say we were quite a scandal, but bloody hell, it was close to.
Well, close to home, it was quite the scandal. Just ask Babes' mum and dad.
We were shocked.
Utter disbelief.
Yes. Eddie tried to talk her out of it. We couldn't accept it to start with, could we?
No.
No. They decided to get married, but on the wedding day, Eddie took her out for a quiet drink to see if she really wanted to get married. And she did, so we accepted it, and now it's got on, it's lovely.
And Babes and Tony have been happily married for the last 19 years. They've never looked back, working together,
Oh, thanks, little one.
playing together,
Good.
Yeah.
and always laughing together.
Me and my bait digging. God, Tone, good bait digging.
Yeah, it's not bad, man.
Tony's the best bait digger in the whole of the West. They call him JCB, wasn't there, Tone?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Tone, this must be true love, darling.
That's all it is.
Yeah. My feet are stuck.
We've had 19 happy years, and anybody who can have 19 happy years in their time, it's got to be worth it, because 19 years is a long, long, long time.
Another one, Tone.
From the minute we wake up, we're together, to the time we go to bed. We're boring old farts, really. We go to bed at 9 o'clock sometimes, and we're happy to read our papers and do whatever lovers do in bed. Just remember, as they get older, they like it more, but it's very quick.